As one of the most beloved mythical creatures, unicorns have captured the imaginations of people all over the world for centuries. Whether you think of unicorns as gentle, pure beings or fierce creatures with powerful horns, they are an iconic part of folklore and mythology. The earliest known references to unicorns date back to ancient Greece, where the historian Ctesias wrote about a creature called the Indian wild ass with a single, white horn projecting from its forehead. This description may have been based on accounts of real animals, such as the Indian rhinoceros, which has a horn on its snout. Over time, the legend of the unicorn evolved into a more complex and elaborate mythology. One of the most famous depictions of unicorns comes from medieval European art and literature, where they were often associated with purity and grace. The unicorn was said to be a solitary creature that could only be tamed by a virgin. According to legend, if a virgin approached a unicorn in the forest, it would come to her and lay its head in her lap, allowing her to stroke its mane and horn. In many medieval stories, the unicorn was also said to possess powerful healing properties. Its horn was believed to have the ability to purify water and heal sickness, making it a highly sought-after prize. This led to the creation of the myth of the unicorn hunt, where brave knights would set out on a quest to capture a unicorn and bring its horn back to their lords and ladies. The story of the unicorn hunt was often depicted in tapestries and paintings during the Middle Ages, and it was a popular subject among nobles and royalty. The Hunt of the Unicorn is a series of 7 tapestries that were woven in the late Middle Ages, around 1500. They depict a group of noblemen hunting a unicorn, which is a mythical creature resembling a horse with a single, spiraled horn on its forehead. The tapestries are considered one of the greatest works of art from the Renaissance period and are renowned for their intricate design, rich symbolism, and mysterious meaning. The 7 tapestries of the Hunt of the Unicorn are each approximately 12 feet high by 14 feet wide and are made of wool, silk, and metal threads. They are richly colored, with a predominance of reds, blues, and greens, and are exquisitely detailed, with lush foliage, intricate animals, and a myriad of symbols and motifs woven into the fabric. Each tapestry tells a different part of the story of the hunt, with the final piece showing the unicorn being captured and slain by the hunters. The first tapestry in the series is called The Start of the Hunt. It depicts a group of noblemen and hunters leading their hounds and falcons into a lusciously forested landscape. They are dressed in fine clothes and carrying hunting horns, spears, and other weapons. The second tapestry, The Unicorn at the Fountain, gives us our first glimpse of the unicorn itself. All around the unicorn, the hunting party stands and talks, watching their quarry as it dips its purifying horn into the water that pours forth from a fountain into a stream. It was, in the Middle Ages, considered unsportsmanlike for huntsmen to pursue their prey until it had begun to run. The image is notable especially for its many animals, above all the pairs of goldfinches and pheasants perched on the lip of the fountain. So fine was the textile maker's art, it is possible to make out the male pheasant's reflection in the water. The unicorn is traditionally associated with purity and innocence, and its presence in the garden may symbolize paradise or the Garden of Eden. The tapestry also features several other symbolic elements, such as the pomegranate tree, which was a symbol of fertility and eternal life. The third tapestry, The Unicorn is Found, shows the unicorn being spotted by the hunters, who have been tracking it through the forest. The third tapestry is the most gruesome. It shows the hunters plunging their pikes into the unicorn at full gallop, struggling to escape the men and dogs just as a stag would by cooling off and obscuring his tracks in a stream. The unicorn is shown in a clearing, surrounded by trees, and is depicted as both majestic and vulnerable. The hunters are shown in the background, signaling to each other and preparing to capture the unicorn. In the fourth tapestry, the unicorn is attacked. In the fourth, the unicorn defends himself. He goes a greyhound with his horn and kicks at one of the huntsmen, showing the hunters pursuing the unicorn and attempting to capture it with their spears and dogs. The unicorn is shown fighting back, with its horn and hooves, but it is ultimately captured and bound with ropes. The scene is chaotic and violent, with dogs and horses running everywhere and the hunters trying to subdue the unicorn. The two remaining fragments of the fifth tapestry reveal a surprising turn of events. A maiden has beguiled the unicorn, who is now so docile he doesn't even seem to mind the dog licking at the wound on his back. However, the presence of one of the hunters blowing his horn does not bode well. The sixth tapestry, The Unicorn is Killed and Brought to the Castle, shows the hunters triumphantly bringing the dead unicorn to their castle. The unicorn's horn is broken and shown being presented to a lady. Here the unicorn's wound is clearly Christ-like, and the expressions on the faces of those gathered around suggest they are at the very least ambivalent about the success of this hunt. The tapestry is rich in symbolism, with the castle representing the earthly world and the horn symbolizing the power and purity of the unicorn. The seventh and final tapestry, The Unicorn in Captivity, shows the unicorn chained to a tree in a garden, with a fence around it. The tapestry is peaceful and calm, with the unicorn shown as tamed and submissive. The red stains on his flank, in the words of the Met's catalog, do not appear to be blood, as there are no visible wounds like those in the hunting series. Rather, they represent juice dripping from bursting pomegranates, a medieval symbol of marriage and fertility. The garden is lush and fertile, with various flowers and plants. The scene may represent the triumph of civilization over nature, as the unicorn has been captured and tamed, and is now part of the ordered and civilized world of man. The hunt of the unicorn tapestries has been the subject of much scholarly debate and interpretation. Some scholars believe that the tapestries represent a Christian allegory, with the unicorn symbolizing Christ and the hunters representing the forces of evil. Others see the tapestries as a celebration of the hunt and the nobility, with the unicorn representing the ideal prey that embodies the qualities of purity and grace. Still, others see the tapestries as a meditation on the nature of reality and the relationship between the natural world and the human world. The tapestries were likely commissioned by a wealthy nobleman or royal patron, possibly to decorate a castle or palace. The exact origins of the tapestries are unknown, but they were likely woven in Brussels or Flanders, which were renowned for their tapestry production at the time. The tapestries were likely made over a period of several years, with multiple weavers working on each piece. The intricate design and high quality of the tapestries suggest that they were made for a very wealthy patron. The hunt of the unicorn tapestries is considered some of the greatest examples of medieval and Renaissance art. They are notable for their technical skill, rich colors, and intricate design, as well as their enigmatic symbolism and meaning. The tapestries have been a source of inspiration for many artists over the years. While the story of the unicorn hunt may seem like a quaint fairy tale today, it was a serious issue in the Middle Ages. It was believed that unicorns possessed magical powers and that their horns were believed to have healing properties. As a result, hunting unicorns was often seen as a noble pursuit, and the captured creature was considered a valuable asset. Despite the fantastical elements of the unicorn hunt, the story also had a deeper meaning. It was often seen as a metaphor for the search for spiritual enlightenment and the importance of purity and morality. The unicorn was seen as a symbol of goodness and virtue, and the maiden who captured it represented the purest aspects of humanity. Today, the story of the unicorn hunt continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. Its themes of purity, virtue, and the search for spiritual enlightenment continue to resonate with audiences of all ages, making it a timeless tale that will continue to be told for generations to come.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.